Okay, hello and welcome to math. Let's do solutions here. I think the A version here is what we did for G block, for A block, I think. And the B version we did for G block. So you will have to pick it out. As before, we are doing one version, then the other. So we're doing both versions of each page. Skip forward to whatever you need. On we go. So solve the following equations for y. Only got one copy of y. We've got only one variable. I'll do this one here first. A lot of people multiply through by 2 first, which is a reasonable choice. I could multiply through by 2 on both sides. So I'm going to multiply that by 2. I'm going to multiply this fraction here by 2, this whole thing. And I'm going to multiply that 4 by 2. So I'll end up with 20 equals 8 minus, and here I'm going to write this out just because some people had trouble with it. It's going to be 2 times, and then this fraction y plus 5 over 2. And since we're multiplying by the whole fraction, right, we have to remember that the fraction bar is a grouping symbol, so it kind of looks like that. So you're like, how does that work? Well, this is, as you all like to do, 2 over 1. Make it a little bigger. And so if it is, this 2 on top is going to divide out with that 2 on the bottom. Together, they make 2 over 2, which is just 1, which we can ignore. Right? It's not that it disappears. It's just 2 over 2 is 1. 1 times anything is itself. It's uninteresting. So really, after we've done that, what we should have is 20 equals 8 minus, and then our red parentheses still, y plus 5. Now, this is so that's one mistake that a number of people made, was they have trouble with this multiplying by a fraction and the 2 over 2 going away. By far the most common mistake was this one here. We are subtracting everything here. So we have to subtract, as I wrote on most people's paper, we have to subtract both parts of the fraction. We have to subtract that, and we have to subtract that. So it looks like distributing this negative sign here. So 20 equals 8 minus y minus 5. And so that right-hand side, 8 minus 5, is just 3 minus y. And then subtracting 3 from both sides, I'll finish that out. That's 20. So then we get 17 equals the opposite of y. And we can multiply through on both sides times -1. So that the negative signs on the right cancel out, and we just have plain, oops, I wanted that to be blue. Come on, blue. There we go. We just have plain old y on the right-hand side and -17 on the left. And that's our answer. Okay. This one most people did pretty well on, so I will move quickly through it. 2/3 equals 2, and then this, as before, that needs to be distributed to both parts of the parentheses. So 2 minus y minus 1. So 2/3 equals 2 minus 1 is 1 minus y. And I think what we will do is, I'm going to add, subtract 1 from both sides. So -1 minus 1. And I'll get, 2/3 minus 1 equals -y. But if I want to do 2/3 minus 1, I need a common denominator. So I'm going to multiply this by 3 over 3. So that then I get 2/3 minus 3/3 equals minus y. So negative 1/3 equals negative y, and that I can multiply by negative 1 on both sides. So that, oops, come back, blue. So that 1/3 equals y. And we're done. Okay. The B version here is very similar, and I did that on purpose. Note that this is 10 minus y plus 5 over 2 equals 4. And over here, we had 10 equals 4 minus. Similar but different. So similar that usually if you made a mistake, you got the answer to the other problem. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to multiply through by 2 because that's what most people did. Times 2 times 2. And remembering that as I do 2 times this, 2 times that, 2 times this whole fraction, that really this fraction, because the fraction bar is a grouping symbol, we should be thinking of these as being in parentheses, so that then my result is 20 minus, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the red 2 there, times y plus 5 over 2 equals 8. So I haven't done my multiplication, I haven't done any dividing out yet, but now I can see that this 2 on top and this 2 on the bottom divide out. And it's not that they go away, it's just that 2 over 2 equals 1, which we can ignore, right? It becomes 1 times y plus 5. Who cares if it's 1 times it? It doesn't do anything, because 1 times anything is itself. So the leftover there is 20 minus parentheses y plus 5. And this was the mistake that most people made, was they didn't realize that this subtraction here has to subtract both parts of the fraction. So we need this to be distributed both to the y and to the 5. So we should get 20 minus y minus 5 equals 8. Well, 20 minus 5 is 15, so we get 15 minus y equals 8. I think what I will do is subtract 15 from both sides, and then that sums to 0, and we get minus y equals minus 7. And we can multiply that by negative 1 on both sides, so that the negative signs go away, and we're just left with y equals 7. Okay, on we go. Most people got this one right. They did super well. They realized, oh, I am subtracting both the things in the parentheses. So 2/3, whoops, not a very good 3. 2/3 minus y minus 1 equals 2. Well, I am going to add y to both sides so that I can have a positive y, and then I'll gather everything over here on the left. I'll have 2/3 minus 1 equals 2 plus y, and then minus 2 on both sides. So 2/3 minus 3 equals y. Those sum to 0. Well, I need a common denominator here, so I'm going to multiply it by 3 over 3. So that then it's 2/3 minus 9/3 equals y. So negative 7/3 equals y. And we're good. On we go. So sketching the line that runs between the points, silly me. I gave you, some point value for this. That's crazy town, isn't it? It's so easy just to sketch the point. I wanted you. I was wondering if that would help make sure that you got the sign on your slopes correct. Of course, you could also have done your slope by just sort of visualizing it there. Going from -2 down to -8 is going in the down direction, so -6. And from 10 to 2 is +8. So you could have gotten your slope that way, -6/8, which is -3/4. Or you could have gotten your slope from the points by calculating the rise and the run. So -2 minus -8 over -10 minus -2. So minus a -8 would be +6, 10 -8, so -3/4. We get what we thought we should get, which is nice. So that's our slope. Oh, I guess I put that all in the wrong place. Let me freeform. We will move this. This is the beauty of the technology. Either way of calculating the slope is fine with me. Obviously, point slope form, super easy. You could either use y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, or you could have used it as this, in this kind of derivation, this form of it. Either one of those is fine with me. And you could have used either point that works. So you might have written y plus 2 equals -3/4 x plus 10. Or you could have written y plus 8 equals -3/4 x plus 2. Either one's fine with me. So I've got a linear relationship in this table. I tell you it's a linear relationship. It's so nice. Let's examine the table here real quick. So from -49, whoops, that was not well done. Come on. -49 to 9 is +40. From -9 to 31 is also +40. From 31 to -17 is 48, but it's -48. So interesting. Over here, that's +5. That's +5. That is -6. So let's calculate our slopes. 40/5, or 40/5, or -48 over -6. And they all equal 8/1, which is 8. So we have a constant slope. Notice that I can pick any 2 points, and calculate the slope. I could, for example, also have picked, like, I don't know, from -49 to -17, -6 to -2. So this is +4. And this is +32. So then 32/4 would also be 8. Any 2 points. So we could use any 2 points to check our slope. Write the equation in point slope form. Again, I could use multiple points. I'll just use the first one in the table. So y plus 49 equals 8 times x plus 6. Well, okay. Or, y plus 9 equals 8 times x plus 1. Or dot, 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 dot. Million ways you could write it. All right, for 2b. Silly me for giving you points just to sketch in the line. But thought it would help you make sure that you got the right. So you were looking at it. Usually when people see it, they make sure that they see a negative slope there. So the slope here is going to be, well, we could calculate 2 ways, by the way. So if you did this, it was equally legit. So I'm going down 3, and I'm going over 8 here. So I could say slope is negative 3 over 8. That's one way to do it. Or you could do the y minus y1, x minus x1. So that's negative 2 minus negative 5. And yeah, that's my y's. Negative 10 minus negative 2, which is positive 3 over negative 8. Same thing, right? Give the equation in point slope form. So y minus, plus 2 equals negative 3/8 x plus 10. Or I could use the other point, y plus 5 equals negative 3/8 x plus 2. Sorry, I will have to call Matthew later. Sorry, that was my son. Find the slope. So let's do the slope by looking at all of the points. We might as well here, just to make sure that Randy's not off his rocker here. So this was plus 4. That's plus 4. That's plus 4. Oh, that's a good sign. And this is plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. That's very nice, actually. So our slope here is 4 over 2 all 3 times. So 2. And it's a constant slope. Find the equation in point slope form. I'm just going to use the first one here. Sorry, not equals. Y plus 12 equals 2 times x plus 3. Or you could do, y plus 8 equals 2 times x plus 1, or dot, 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 dot. They will all be the same line. All right, last page. So again, this is the, what's going on with my pen here? Uh-oh, come on. There we go. Got it. This is A, so check your page. The really most useful thing here to do first is put this in y equals mx plus b form to make this easier. If you do that, you end up with what you want to do is you want to multiply both sides by negative 3 over 2. So times negative 2/3 y equals 2 plus 4x. So we're multiplying both sides by negative 3 over 2. That will cause these guys to go away, and we'll just have y on this side. And on the other side, we'll have 2 times negative 3 over 2 plus 4x times negative 3 over 2, which gives us Note that these 2's will divide out, so that just becomes negative 3. So y equals negative 3 plus, and this 2 will divide in there and take one of them out. So this ends up just being 2 times negative 3 there. So negative 6x. So this is clearly a line. That's my slope. That's my y-intercept. So since that's my y-intercept, I know when x is 0, y is negative 3. Now let's just double check on that. Let's throw it in up here. So throw x equals 0 in here, and we get negative 2/3 y equals 2 plus 0. Okay, so now multiply both sides by negative 3/2. And we get y equals, those will cancel out, negative 3. Ah, that's what we wanted. Perfect, it works. Okay, so since I'm going down by 6 each time, I'll just do this. This will be easy. Minus 9, minus 15, minus 21. Super, that's the easy way to do it. Does this show a linear relationship? Yes, because we have, you could say because we have, you could say also because we have a constant slope in our table. On we go. So this again is the B version, which I think we gave to G block. Easiest thing to do here is put this in y equals mx plus b form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my regular equations, 4/3 y equals 2 minus 4x, and I'm going to multiply it through by the reciprocal here. So I can just get y all by itself, because those will divide out and those will divide out, and I'll just be left with y equals, and then 2 times 3/4 minus 4 times 3/4 times x. So that will give us y equals, and then notice one of these 2's will divide out with one of those, so we'll get 3/2 minus, and then notice the 4's here will go away, so minus 3x. So that's our equation. This is obviously our intercept. And that negative 3 is our slope. So I know when x is 0, y is supposed to be the intercept, which is 3/2. Let's double check that. So 4/3 y should be equal to 2 minus 4 times 0. Well, that goes away. So let's multiply this by 3/4. And those divide out, I get y equals 6/4, which is 3/2. Check, done. Okay, if I'm going to subtract 3/2, or sorry, for my slope is 3, as my slope is negative 3, which is the same as negative 6/2, right? So I'm going to subtract 6/2 each time if all I'm doing here is adding 1. That's easy, right? Plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. So I'm going to do that because that makes my x's easy. And then subtracting 6, I get 3 minus 6 is negative 3/2, negative 9/2, negative 15/2. That was the easiest way for me to think about doing it. Does our equation show a linear relationship? You could say one, you could say yes, because we got y equals mx plus b, and that's a line. That's legit, you could say that. We can also say because it has a constant slope in the table. Both are legit. All right, have a delightful day.